What is cracking, everybody? Hello and welcome back to Gaming 101 with Mr. Berger. Tonight we're going to take a look at another minor poison deck. Now this minor poison deck does have the hunter in it, so it's pretty similar to that 2.4 average elixir cost hunter minor poison deck that I shared previously, but it's a little bit different, primarily the fact that it has the royal ghost in it. Now I found this particular variation to be pretty good right now. I'm still kind of learning how to use the royal ghost, and this deck has given me some awesome kind of, experience into how to use him, how to place him, when to save him, when to place him down, so on and so forth. So it's played just like any other minor poison deck pretty much. It's very much like a control deck, and it definitely has a high skill cap as most minor poison decks do. So I definitely have some work to do for getting better personally, but I'm sure that there are people out there that could completely master this deck if they haven't done it already. You can definitely get 12 wins with grand challenges with it. I really like that hunter in there. It's a really interesting card, and again, it's something I'm still learning how to use, but as you can see there, he effectively shut down that minion horde, so that spread damage, even though he has the potential to hit all his bullets onto a single target like he just did there with the P.E.K.K.A., the spread damage actually does a pretty good job of clearing out lower HP swarms. Now your main win condition, as usual, is going to be your minor and your poison. You can continually send that combo in and get a bunch of chip damage off on their tower. Now, as I've stated in other minor poison videos, you don't necessarily always want to use the combination of the minor and the poison together. So sometimes you can send the minor in without the poison there, basically. Because sending those two in together is an elixir commitment of 7 elixir. And if they completely shut it down and you only get a teensy bit of damage off, they completely shut down your minor and then you just wasted your poison, and then they send in a bunch of swarm units or whatever and you don't have anything to counter it, then you can suffer for that. So don't necessarily overcommit early game. But as you continue later into the game, especially into double elixir, you can definitely send in that minor with the poison quite often. I think I mentioned in another previous video, you want to try to juke them by sending in the minor without the poison 2 times or so they think you're not going to use it, and then they'll send their swarm unit, their skeleton army or their minion horde or whatever to counter him, and then that's when you get them with the poison and get a ton of value off there. So the hunter, I do like cycling him in the back as well as the royal ghost. I think that the royal ghost would probably be a better cycle in the back kind of card. The hunter, I like using him as kind of a defensive turned into a counter push unit. He definitely has that potential to really shut down heavy units really well, because he has that massive burst if you place him really close. But you can see here again, I'm using him to clear out swarms, and he does a pretty good job. He has pretty low HP. I think it's similar to a wizard or a musketeer, so he doesn't die directly to a fireball, but I believe that a fireball in the zap will kill him, unless I'm mistaken. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Leave it in the comments below. And speaking of which, if you like this video and you haven't already, then go ahead and subscribe, and if you have any input that you want to give me, then leave a comment in the comment section below. I love interacting with people, so don't hesitate to leave your questions or input below. Now, as I do in some of my videos, and as per recommendation from one of my subscribers in a comment, as I was just mentioning, I include some losses in my videos. So I just showed a deck where I won against, and it was log bait, and this is going to be another log bait deck that I lose to, and we'll see kind of what I decide to do. I'll try to look at how I could have done things better, and what misplays I made and where I went wrong, and how I could have possibly won the match if I had done things differently. So let's see, he's got a P.E.K.K.A. coming here. This is a really fun thing to do with the P.E.K.K.A. You put the ice golem down so it kites it to the opposite lane. Of course, he does have a baby dragon there, so I wasted my bats. The bats would have been a really solid option to shut down that P.E.K.K.A., but I lost my elixir to them because he just had that baby dragon right as I put them down. Regardless, I cut that P.E.K.K.A. all the way across the map, and then the royal ghost and the hunter do a good job of DPSing her down. I send in the hunter and the minor, and look at that hunter. Although he does die to the mega minion, look at that massive burst. So he really blows stuff up from close range. I really like it a whole lot. Again, I'm still getting used to using that card, but I think it has huge potential. People are just still kind of feeling it out. Now, I'm not too sure how to handle this goblin hut, because I don't know if I want to commit my poison onto it. So let's see what I do here. I generally have the log for his goblin barrel, and that does a good job there of destroying the goblin barrel and also getting that spear goblin from the goblin hut there. I probably should be doing something about that goblin hut, maybe sending in the minor poison combo, but I'm allowing those spear goblins to come in I cycle the Royal Ghost in the back. That works out okay. Now I see that he has the baby dragon. I leak a teensy bit of elixir there. I go on the right here with the bats and the miner combo. You see that I don't opt to poison because I don't want to commit too much elixir. I get at least one swing off from the bats and some chip damage from the miner, so that works out okay. This P.E.K.K.A is going to give me trouble though. Let's see how the hunter does against her. Well, even at close range, because she's so beefy, he doesn't do too much damage to her just because she's such a heavy, high HP unit. Let's see what happens next. Once again, I kite it across the map. I bleed a little bit of elixir there. That's definitely something that I hate doing. I hate giving the chance, or giving myself a situation where I bleed elixir, because then you're basically giving the enemy a free elixir advantage, like almost a positive elixir trade for every second or so that you bleed elixir, like a +1 elixir trade. So here I send in the miner and the poison, because I know that he's probably going to put something down to counter the miner, and I want to make sure that I get rid of that goblin hut. The poison does a little bit of damage to the archers, and gets some damage off on the right tower there. And at this point, it's kind of a race to like, okay, who can DPS or out-juke each other. I do the miner poison combo again, and this was what I was saying. At the end here, at the end of matches and double elixir time, you can really cycle through really quickly and continually send in that miner poison combo and try to get some chip damage off on their tower. Absolutely decimate it if you do it quick enough, because then they won't have their counters in hand. Now, one thing that I was thinking there, you can see that I sent the miner in on the left and counter his princess, and then I commit by sending all my spells in on the right. I probably should have used the miner offensively and answered that princess differently, and then I probably should have saved the log to counter that goblin barrel rather than using it to try to get that Hail Mary win on the right tower there. Alright guys, this is the match that I'm really excited to show because I had a really close finish here, and this is against like a Golem Night Witch Dark Prince deck, as you can see in the top there. That Golem Night Witch combo is just absolutely sick, dude. And I mean, yeah, Dark Prince did get a nerf, but I feel like the nerf that he got was pretty soft, pretty weak. I feel like they could have nerfed him a lot differently and done something more than just like get rid of a little bit of shield HP. I don't know, man, like the shield HP, it feels like he still has the shield mechanic where he absorbs a few hits, and you can absorb a rocket if his shield is still up. So just like a slight nerf to that just didn't seem that significant to me. I feel like they should have done more. Shout out to my Nyan Cat shirt. If you don't know what this is, look it up on YouTube. It's one of those YouTube viral classics. Alright, so here's the pump. Now I do have the miner poison. What do? Well, I actually send both in. And what he does is he tries to tornado my miner away from the pump, but my poison actually does a good job of shutting down the pump. And remember, those medium spells are always going to be an equal elixir trade for elixir pumps, or elixir collectors, whatever you want to call them, because they'll get some chip damage off on the tower, and they will also shut down the elixir pump to a point where it only gains 2 elixir, and whereas that costs them 6 elixir and it's costing you 4 elixir to send that spell in, then it comes out equal. And if you look at it in the sense that you're getting some chip damage off on the tower too, then you're actually getting a positive elixir trade. So here he sends in the massive push. What I want to do generally is try to distract the golem and then, or answer the golem with something and then take out the support. So I actually opt to poison because that's going to get rid of all of those pesky bats that pop out from the Night Witch. And the Night Witch dies, and it looks like I'm actually going to lose a tower here, so that's not good. He connects with the Dark Prince, and the golem doesn't quite destroy my tower, so I actually survive with the tower. I send in the miner, and look at this, even though the bats only have a teensy bit of health left, they run in and they get a little bit of chip damage off. Of course he uses the tornado again to pull them away, and I don't mean to like bad talk this guy or anything, I just want to critique his gameplay. I feel like the placement of that tornado wasn't the best, and again, like, there's always a lot of things that I can do better in my videos and my gameplay as well. I mean, shoot, look at the last match. I just showed you a loss and talked about how I could have done better. So looking at his gameplay, I feel like he could have done the tornado in a slightly better position and possibly gotten the miner pulled away a little bit further so that it doesn't just run back up and get a few more shots off. Now at this point, look at the hunter's damage. It does pretty good chunk of damage every time it shoots that golem, and any of the missiles that miss, or the bullets that miss, kind of spray into the back there. Now he's got a massive push coming here, so I use the log, I use the Royal Ghost in the back. Royal Ghost does have splash damage. I'm a little bit late on the poison, but look at the 2 hunters there, that's great, I love it. And I've only got 47 health left on that right tower. I go in with this massive push here on the right. One of the hunters dies, and all the bats dies to the poison, or excuse me, the tornado. I send in the miner. He's got only a little bit of health left, but my tower has even less. And so I'm like, okay, there's no chance of me winning here. But I send in the Ice Golem to distract. He sends in the Golem at the bridge, and that's his big mistake there, because that's too much elixir committed, and that gives me an opportunity to send in the miner poison combo. He misses his tornado. Talk about the misplays of the tornado, and that just gets him there. So again, that was a super close match. I went ahead and came back in that match, and maybe, you know, I'm at a higher trophy count than this player. I didn't check out his ratings or statistics or anything, but I just kind of wanted to share that fun match with you guys because I had a lot of fun with it. And you know, you kind of get the adrenaline pumping when you're in those really cool matches like that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. You know, as I mentioned already a million times, leave comments below. I love it if you comment. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you like this. You can subscribe by clicking the little burger down there or by hitting the subscribe button on my channel page. Make sure to check out my other videos if you haven't already. And, you know, turn on notifications so that you see when I do those live streams, because I do live streams. We just did one recently that I hosted, and I hosted a tournament, and I got like 15 of my subscribers or viewers in the tournament, and we were all playing together, and I was streaming it. It was awesome. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good night.